Uh, Hello all. Continuing from the last lecture of lens, refraction through lens. In this lecture, we'll try to learn how to draw ray diagram with lenses. Okay, so as I told you, a lens has two focal length, and you can say two radius of curvature also. So if these two things are same, if two radius of curvatures are same, then it is said to be a equiconvex or equiconcave lens. Okay, now there are certain rules for drawing ray diagram. We'll look at them one by one. Let us first talk about convex. So in case of convex lens, this we consider thin lens. Okay, so this actually we have to draw it big, but this is very thin lens. Now this is called optical center, or this is also called pole. Okay, so this is called optical center or pole. Now the first rule is, if you have a lens, any ray passing through optical center goes undeviated. So any ray which will go through optical center will go undeviated. Okay, this is the first rule. Second rule is that if you have a, suppose this is focus or this is focus, so if a ray is parallel to the principal axis, okay, what is principal axis? This axis is called principal axis. Fine, this axis is called principal axis. So a ray passing parallel to the principal axis will pass through the focus after refraction. This is the second rule. And the third rule is, if ray passes through the focus, then after refraction it will become parallel to the principal axis. Okay, so if I label it, then this is first rule, second rule and third rule. Okay, and those are very simple things. Fine. Now moving on, if we have a concave lens, then the rule is, if the ray, okay, let us talk about this. If this is optical center, so ray passing through the optical center will go undeviated. Okay, this is the first rule. Then the second rule is, if the ray is parallel to the principal axis, okay, then after refraction it will appear to pass from this focus. Okay, so slightly change here. So if ray is parallel, it passes through focus. If the ray is parallel to the principal axis, then we know that it will diverge, so it will appear to come from the focus. Okay, and third, if the, suppose this is focus, and if the ray is directed towards the focus, okay, let us say, so if the ray is directed towards the focus, then after refraction it will appear to be moving parallel to the principal axis. Fine. So these are, you can say, three rules only, one for this, one for this, and while drawing a ray diagram we use two rules out of this. Fine. While drawing ray diagrams we'll use two rays. Fine. Now just going a bit closer here, now let us say we want to draw a ray diagram related with convex or concave mirror. Okay, now while drawing ray diagram, as I told you, two things are important. We need two rays from the object, and there is a concept of real image and virtual image also. I guess you guys will know. So a real image, okay, a real image is always inverted and it can be obtained on a screen, can be obtained on a screen. And if you talk about virtual image, then it's just opposite of this. It is always erect or upright, and it cannot be obtained on a screen. So this is the difference between them. Now coming to one more important concept, that is called magnification. Now magnification in case of lenses is defined as height of the image by height of the object. Okay, here hi is the height of the image and this is height of the object. Just to take an example, if you see your image in a mirror, plane mirror, your size and image size is same, so height of the image and height of the object is same, so magnification will be 1, so it is not magnified at all. Okay, so this is the formula for magnification. Now in your class 10th you need 6 ray diagrams which you have to know for convex, and then there are only 2 ray diagrams which you need for concave. Okay, so I am not going to do all of 6. I will give you the idea and we will talk about it. So let us start with convex. Let us say case 1 is when the object is at infinity. Okay, so case 1, object is at infinity. Now infinity means just that it is very far away from the lens. Fine. So the object is this side, the object will be always on this side, whether it's concave or it's convex, right? So if the object is at infinity, let us say somewhere here, this side, so I take, let us say, 2 rays from the object, and if you go by the rule, these are parallel to the principal axis, so they will be, after refraction they will meet at focus. So I am writing F for the focus, right? Now if you see what is the characteristic of the image, all the images which will be obtained on this side will be called real images. Okay, now you can see the image is real and it is highly diminished, highly diminished. Fine. So this is the characteristic of the image in this case. So this is an example when you use a magnifying glass to burn a small piece of paper or anything. So you generally cast image of the sun here. Fine. So and all the rays coming from the sun converge here, and you can burn a small sheet of paper or anything which is very thin, right? So the image of the sun is real and it is highly diminished. Okay, that is the case. Now case 2, let us say when the object is, this is focus and this is focus. Let us say when the object is at 2f. Okay, so when the object is at 2f, let us say this is our object. Now what we are going to do, we are going to take two rays. This is case 2. So let us say this is one ray, it is passing through the focus. Fine. And I will take one more ray, let us say it is passing through the pole. So it turns out that the image is exactly obtained at 2f on this side, and the size of the image is same. Okay, even in my drawing it will look a bit bigger, I guess, but this height and this height is same. So I will write h for this also, h for this also. So what will be the characteristic of the image? The characteristic will be the image is real because it's on this side and its size is equal to that of the object. So what will be magnification here? Magnification will be 1, right? So this height and this height is also same in this case. Okay, now moving on. So moving on to the third case. Is in the third case, let us say the third case I am going to discuss is when the object is between focus and the pole. Okay, pole I am writing it to be O, so the object is here. Fine. Now in this case again we'll take two rays, one is parallel and one is, let us say, going like this. So we know that it will pass through the focus. So this is F and this will go straight. Fine. Now if you can see that these two rays are diverging out. Okay, they are not parallel, they are a bit tilted like this. So if you extend these two rays, they are somehow meeting here. So in this case you can see it is magnified, highly magnified, and this is the case when you use convex lens as a magnifying glass. So suppose if you want to see a very small letter or if you want to suppose a watchman, okay, the guys who make or correct watches, if they have to correct anything there in the circuit, then they have to observe very small things, so they use magnifying glass. So if you use convex lens as a magnifying glass, you have to put the object between focus and the optical center, okay, then you will get a magnified image. Now this image, as you can see, this image is virtual because it is obtained on this side. All the image obtained on this side will be virtual, and it is highly magnified. Right. Now in the first case what I discussed, the image was formed at f. In the second case what I discussed, the image is formed at 2f. In this case the image will be formed beyond this focus, okay, on this side. There is no specific point. Now these are the three cases. Now what you have to do, you have to learn more three cases by seeing your book, and in every case you have to know the characteristic of the image. In characteristic you have to mention whether it's real, virtual, or it is highly diminished or magnified, or you have to also talk about where the image is formed. Fine. Now moving on to concave. Now in case of concave mirror, now if the object is at infinity, so I take two rays like this and they diverge, and if you go according to the rule, if you extend this and if you extend this, this will appear to meet here at focus. Fine. So the image is formed here. It will be virtual because it's on this side, and it is highly diminished, and all the images on this side will be erect. If I say it's virtual image, it also means that it's a erect image, right? So case 1, in case of concave lens, right, you have to draw these two rays and you'll get the image here, and that's done. And this is virtual, highly diminished, and at f. Now the second and final case of concave lens, case 2, so suppose the object is anywhere between optical center or between f and infinity. Okay, suppose the object is here. So the object is between anywhere between optical center or infinity. So object is here. I take a ray like this. It will appear to meet here. Then I take a ray from the pole and it will go undeviated. Now the intersection of these two will form an image here. So I will write just I for image. This is object. So you can see the image will form if you place the object, let us say between focus and infinity. Okay, anywhere between focus and infinity, then the image is found between focus and optical center. Okay, So this image is virtual between F and O. This is optical center, and diminished, not highly diminished, but it's diminished. Okay, now actually this lenses, concave, convex, or whatever, they are used in telescope, they are used in microscope, they have plenty of means application. Now one more thing I want to talk about this virtual image and real image is this. Real image is formed where actually the real rays intersect. Okay, so let us take the example of this. Suppose there is a convex lens and I put the object here. Let us say it goes something like this, then I take a ray. So these are real refracted rays. Okay, these two are refracted rays and they are meeting here. So the image which will be formed is a real image. So where real rays intersect, see these two are incident rays, these are refracted rays. So actually they are meeting here and this is inverted, so this is a real image. Now if you see the case where the object is here, then we drew two rays like this. Now I extended it like this. So now these are virtual, these are extended rays. Okay, these are virtual, you can say these are virtual rays. So these are not real rays. So where the virtual rays meet, you will get a virtual image. Now in case of convex, you can form both real and virtual image. Like all the cases it will form a real image. Whatever we have talked about, I told you there are 6 cases. So in 5 cases it forms a real image, and in one of this case it forms a virtual image. In case of concave lens, it always forms a virtual image. Okay, so that is the distinction between them. And you should also know the application of lens. As I told you, they are used in microscope, telescopes. Then you also know that people suffer from some eye disorder. So in correction of that eye disorder, you can use concave lens. Okay, and so on. So they have plenty of application. Now in the next video, you guys will learn how to solve numericals with lens formula and so on. Okay, I will see you in the next class. Thank you.